The true alchemist does not change lead into gold. They change the world into words. William H. Gass. Greetings, mortals. I'm your host Simon. Welcome back to the Library of Gnosis. I have previously spoken about the 4 stages of the alchemical magnum opus. In today's video, I want to cover the 7 alchemical metals. The 7 metals known since classical times in Europe were associated with the 7 classical planets. This figured heavily in alchemical symbolism. The associations below are attested from the 7th century and had stabilized by the 15th. They started breaking down with the discovery of antimony, bismuth and zinc in the 16th century. Alchemists would typically call the metals by their planetary names, e.g. Saturn for lead, Mars for iron. Compounds of tin, iron and silver continue to be called jovial, martial and lunar, or of Jupiter or of Mars, through the 17th century. The tradition remains today with the name of the elements Mercury, whereas chemists decided the planetary name was preferable to common names like Quicksilver, and in a few archaic terms such as lunar caustic, silver nitrate, and Saturnism, lead poisoning. Lead corresponding with Saturn, tin corresponding with Jupiter, iron corresponding with Mars, gold corresponding with the Sun, copper corresponding with Venus, quicksilver corresponding with Mercury, silver corresponding with the Moon. According to Paracelsus, the 3 primes or tria prima of which material substances are immediately composed are sulfur or soul, the principle of combustibility, mercury or spirit, the principle of fusibility and volatility, salt or the body, the principle of non-combustibility and non-volatility. While we are on the topic of the alchemical metals, I want to delve further into our favorite metal, mercury. Here is something I found on rsc.org. Quote, mercury, called quicksilver by the ancients, was used to make red mercuric oxide by heating the element in a solution of nitric acid. The reaction of quicksilver and nitric acid is striking, as thick red vapor hovers over the surface and bright red crystals precipitate to the bottom. Alchemists were convinced that mercury transcended both the solid and liquid states, both earth and heaven, both life and death. The symbol of Mercury can also be used to represent the planet of the same name in astrology. The metal is often also represented by a serpent or snake. Interesting that Mercury would be represented by a serpent. We know that the Bible is an alchemical text. So, was that the serpent they were referring to in the Garden of Eden? As mentioned, I have previously made a video on the magnum opus. But there are other interpretations of the magnum opus. The alchemical magnum opus was sometimes expressed as a series of chemical operations. In cases where these numbered 12, each could be assigned to one of the zodiac signs as a form of cryptography. The following example can be found in Pernitti's Dictionary Mytho Hermetique. 1. Calcination, Aries. 2. Congregation, Taurus. 3. Fixation, Gemini. 4. Solution, Cancer. 5. Digestion, Leo. 6. Distillation, Virgo. 7. Sublimation, Libra. 8. Separation, Scorpio. 9. Curation, Sagittarius. 10. Fermentation, Capricorn. 11. Multiplication, Aquarius. 12. Projection, Pisces. For the alchemist, the one primarily in need of redemption is not man, but the deity who is lost and sleeping in matter. Only as a secondary consideration does he hope that some benefit may accrue to himself from the transformed substance of the panacea, the medicine catholica, just as it may to the imperfect bodies, the base or sick metals, etc. His attention is not directed to his own salvation through God's grace, but to the liberation of God from the darkness of matter. Carl Gustav Jung. thank you for watching. These videos take a long time to make, so if you want to support my work, you can find me on Patreon. Please like the video and leave a comment below, because it helps me in the algorithm. I'll see you next time, mortals.